The bad guys. How boring were the movies without them? Very, very boring. To make the ultimate movie, you can't be satisfied with the good hero. You need an even better villain. But what makes a perfect villain? Is it his wisdom, his humor, maybe his cunningness or his death? Hello and welcome to Risklist, and this is our list of 10 greatest cinematic villains.
What's in the box?
Spoilers ahead. Number 10. Anton Chigurh, No Country for Old Men.
What business is it of yours?
Anton, played by Javier Bardem, is a horrifying man that makes us viewers feel as stressed out as the characters he meets.
What's this about?
Step out of that car, please, sir.
What is that?
I need you to step out of the car, sir.
Creepy and horribly intelligent, Anton is so disturbed and complex, and that's what makes him unexpected. And we, of course, love it.
Call it. Call it, yes.
Number 9. Hans Gruber, Die Hard.
Stay calm. This is simply the beginning.
To be honest, if it wasn't for this marvelous villain, Die Hard would have ended up as a conventional 19th action movie. And it definitely didn't get sequels till this day.
You get on the jet to Tokyo to ask the chairman. I'm telling you, you're just gonna have to kill me. Okay.
Hans, played by Alan Rickman, rest in peace, is without a question one of the most beloved and memorable villains in cinema. With his geniosity, his calmness and British accent, there is no doubt he deserves a spot in this super respectable list.
I thought I told all of you I want radio silence until further...
I'm very sorry, Hans. I didn't get that message. Maybe you should have put it on the bulletin board.
Number 8. Hans Landa, Inglourious Basterds. There are two things that Tarantino does best. Movies, of course, and getting a spectacular show out of Christoph Waltz.
Bingo! Is that the way you say it? That's a bingo.
The Juice Hunter in Tarantino's bloody movie is a manipulative genius who is always one step ahead of everyone else. He's as cold-hearted as he is charming, and we cannot help but being torn apart by our disgust with his actions and the fuzziness we feel inside whenever he talks.
Monsieur Lapadite, je vous remercie
Pour le nez. Pour votre hospitalité.
Number 7. Dr. Evil, Austin Powers Trilogy.
Right.
A good villain needs to be as interesting as the hero, and what's better than them both being played by the same actor? There is no doubt that the huge success this comedy trilogy had was also because of this amusing and over-the-top villain. He understands his place in the movie perfectly, and he did provide some of the most memorable cinematics moments while making fun of the entire villains industry.
Yeah.
He is so great we simply couldn't leave him out of the list. Number 6. Agent Smith, The Matrix Trilogy.
Smith. Agent Smith.
How can you make a main villain who will be prominent and extrovert, even though he will only be wearing a black suit, sunglasses, and no expressions? Obviously, cast Hugo Weaving for the role.
You must be able to see it, Mr. Anderson. You must know it by now.
Hugo is a words juggler. The Matrix franchise wouldn't be what it is today without his rare talent to convert even the most boring and complicated text into a musical symphony of words that you simply don't want to stop listening to. He is charismatic and fun to watch.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Number 5. Hannibal Lecter, The Silence of the Lambs.
Good morning.
Not many people noticed that, but Hannibal appeared in just a tiny part of the movie, and he is not even the movie's hero. Even so, with his magnetic performance that sends shivers down our spines, the movie is all about him.
Thank you, Clary.
He too, with his incredible intellect and the gift of British accent, succeeded to provide spectacular and unforgettable moments that lighted up the fuse for additional movies and even a TV series.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Number 4. Loki, The Avengers.
I am Loki of Asgard.
If there's one person that the Avengers could never defeat, it's their first enemy, Loki. It is simply impossible after Loki captured the audience's heart with his story, his powers, his wit, and how not, his Britishness. Someone really need to check out why British people make such good villains. Even though Loki didn't stand out that much in Thor, in the Avengers he was back with an evil plan to take over Earth. He weaved the plan wisely and managed to outsmart the Avengers. All of that he did with a special grace, and to this day he is part of the Avengers sequels and he is considered to be one of the most loved villains in cinema.
Scared of a little lightning? I'm not overly fond of what follows.
Number 3. Darth Vader, Star Wars. His tragic past, powerful abilities, and general awesomeness bought us in a minute. His short-term but special bond with Luke, combined with his self-sacrifice, created not only the best villain in Star Wars, but it created one of the most iconic characters in popular culture. Vader is the example for a supervillain. He is the leader of the Republic's Grand Army, a top-skilled warrior, and nearly the mightiest character in the franchise. But more than this, he is an extremely deep character with a special past and a tearful future.
No, I am your father.
No. It's not true. That's impossible!
Number 2. Magneto, the X-Men franchise. It doesn't matter if he is played by Michael Fassbender or Ian McKellen, Magneto is always a highly esteemed character. He is full of motivation, self-belief, and oh yes, played by British actors. Half Irish counts and you know it. This character also suffers from a past full of horrors and a future with many sacrifices. Magneto sees himself as the defender of the mutants. He was able to win our hearts not because of a developed sense of humor, but because of his passion and devotion. Sometimes it's hard for us not to take his side.
Mutant brothers and sisters, all dead!
Countless others experimented on, butchered. Eric, where were you, Charles? We were supposed to protect them!
Number 1. The Joker, The Dark Knight.
I thought my jokes were bad.
The only thing in which Batman is easily better than Superman is in picking villains. And at the top of this list stands without a question probably the most extraordinary performance of the last century, Heath Ledger's Joker.
Let's not blow this out of proportion.
Hideous, armed with dark jokes, and what a surprise, British! Heath showed us a version of the Joker that we've never seen before, realistic and insane in a whole different way.
Never start with the head. The victim gets all fuzzy.
He can't feel the neck. See?
He took Batman's arch nemesis, who was an impressive character to begin with, and created a masterpiece. His performance didn't just get him the audience's admiration, but also got him an Oscar, and made The Dark Knight one of the most successful movies ever.
This town deserves a better class of criminal. And I'm gonna give it to him.
Did we forget someone?
Of course!
Tell us what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.